Hello friends, RBI has brought new guidelines for housing finance companies. What are these guidelines? What are housing finance companies? What is housing finance? Let's discuss. Now this housing finance companies first. You would have heard the names like Indiabulls Housing Finance or Tata Housing or DHFL. So these are called housing finance companies. Basically if I want a home loan, I can take a home loan from a bank. But I can also take a home loan from a housing finance companies whose criteria for lending is little bit relaxed. So if I have some issue in my property, if my documentation is not complete, then I can borrow from housing finance companies. Now these housing finance companies, they were earlier, means before August 2019, they were regulated by National Housing Bank. But that time there was no guideline, there was no concrete definition of what is a housing finance company and what is a housing finance. So, since August 2019, RBI has taken over the regulator of housing finance companies. So now as RBI is the regulator, now RBI has brought new guidelines for housing finance companies. So before getting into housing finance companies, let me tell you what is housing finance as per new guideline of RBI. So RBI says that if there is financing for purchase, construction, reconstruction, renovation or repair of residential dwelling unit, it will come under housing finance. Along with that, financing for purposes, also financing to corporates and even financing to government agencies for construction of residential units for their employees. Funding to these agencies, funding to corporates for this purpose will also be coming under housing finance. Along with that, if these housing finance companies, if there is lending to builders for residential units, construction of residential units, even that will be coming under housing finance. So now why has RBI brought this? RBI has brought these guidelines to look into the issues of RBI, to look into the issues of NBFCs, issues of liquidity and issues of double financing. So first thing which I told you was that housing finance. That what is housing finance? So housing finance I have told you. Second thing is what is a housing finance company? So if there's a non-banking financial company, if it's 75% of loans, if it's 50% of loans, if it's 50% of loans are going to real estate sector, and out of that 50%, if 75% is going to individual housing finance, that company will be coming under housing finance company. So for example, suppose a company is lending 100 crore rupees in total. Out of that 100 crore rupees, 50 crore rupees should go to housing finance. So even it could go to corporates, it could go to government agencies. Out of that 50 crore rupees, 75%, that is 37.5 crore rupees should be given to individual financing. That is, if I am taking a home loan from a housing finance company, that will be coming under this 37.5 crore rupees. So total lending 100 crores, out of that 100 crores, 50 crores should be going to housing finance, and out of that 50 crores, 37.5 crores should be going to individual housing. Then only that company will be classified under housing finance company. If a company is not fulfilling this criteria, then the company will be classified as non-banking financial company, investment and credit company, ICC, NBFC, ICC, and that company will have to convert its housing finance registration to NBFC, ICC, and for that it will have to go to RBI. So criteria I have told you, the NBFC 50 crores, 75%, company doesn't meet, that company will be classified as NBFC, ICC, but if that company is already registered as housing finance companies, then that company will have to go to RBI to get its registration changed to NBFC, ICC. Along with that, what RBI has done is, RBI has classified the housing finance companies into two types. Systemically important housing finance companies and non-systemically important housing finance companies. So what are systemically important housing finance companies? Those companies, so we have two types of NBFCs, deposit taking and non-deposit taking. So if we have non-deposit taking housing finance companies with asset size more than 500 crores, they will be classified under systemically important housing finance companies. So non-deposit taking NBFCs with asset size more than 500 crore rupees and all deposit taking NBFCs irrespective of asset size will be classified under systemically important. So two companies will be coming: non-deposit taking NBFCs, asset size more than 500 crore rupees, and all deposit taking NBFCs. And if non-deposit taking NBFCs with asset size less than 500 crore rupees, they will be classified as non-systemically important housing finance companies. So that was the classification of housing finance companies. Along with that, RBI has brought two more changes. One change is about minimum net owned funds to classify as housing finance companies. Now the minimum net owned fund by the company should be 10 crores. But now RBI has increased it to 20 crore rupees. So if a new company has to be set up now as housing finance companies, net owned fund should be minimum 20 crore rupees. For the existing companies, they can upgrade to 20 crore rupees gradually. So now it is 10 crore rupees. Next year they can make it to 15 crore rupees, and by 2022 they need to comply with the net owned funds of 20 crore rupees. The last change which has been proposed by RBI is regarding the capital adequacy ratio. Currently for housing finance companies, the capital adequacy ratio is 12% CAR. Now this capital adequacy ratio has to be increased over a period of time. So next year it has to be increased to 14%, and by 2022 this capital adequacy ratio for housing finance companies should be 15%. So these are the changes which have been proposed by the RBI. I'll summarize again. Why have these regulations been brought? To increase liquidity and to address the concern of double financing. I missed one thing. What is double financing? Double financing is a housing finance company. Suppose this India Bulls Housing Finance. India Bulls Housing Finance, currently what it is doing is it is financing to a builder, and it is also financing to people who are buying houses from that builder. So if I am a home buyer and I am buying house from Amarpali Builders. So India Bulls Housing Finance will be giving loan to Amarpali, it will be also giving loan to me. But now, so this is called double financing. Housing finance company lending to builder and lending to those people who are buying houses from the same builder. So this will stop. Now there won't be double financing. A housing finance company cannot lend to those people who are buying houses from a builder in the same project. So these are the changes. I'll summarize it. First, RBI has brought it to address the concerns of liquidity and double financing. Second, it has brought definition of housing finance. Third, it has brought definition of housing finance companies. Fourth, it has classified housing finance companies into systemically important and non-systemically important. Then it has changed the criteria of capital adequacy ratio and also the criteria of minimum net owned funds. I hope you have understood the new draft regulations. If you have any doubt, ask in the comment section. Thank you.